Rival party lawmakers unite against the influence peddling scandal involving a close aide of President Park Geunhye. An investigation into the case is expected to speed up. South Korea and the United States reaffirmed their North Korea policy of slapping stronger sanctions on the regime based on their close alliance. Plus, Samsung is set to hold its annual shareholders meeting. The company's third-generation heir apparent Lee Jae-yong is expected to take the top job. These and more coming right up.
Hello, it's Thursday, October 27th here in Seoul. Welcome to our newscast. I'm Hwang Ji-hye. We start off with the influence peddling claims that have been causing uproar here in Korea. The woman at the heart of the scandal, Choi Soon-sil, has issued an apology to the public for being involved in state affairs, admitting that she has been receiving reports from the nation's top office. In an exclusive interview with local newspapers Haegeilbo on Wednesday, Choi confirmed that she'd received and edited dozens of presidential speeches and other confidential documents despite holding no official post in the Park administration. Choi, who was interviewed in Germany, where she is staying now, said she helped President Park to express her feelings through the speeches. She also admitted to receiving some confidential information from the presidential office via email during the early stages of the administration. She, however, denied other allegations that she had access to hundreds of other confidential files through a tablet PC every day. Choi claims she does not know how to use such a device. And the National Assembly is demanding a special prosecution into the allegations, with even the ruling party standing firm on the need for a special probe. Its launch is all but guaranteed in the near future. Park Ji-won has this report.
The ruling Saenuri Party has decided to accept a call by the main opposition Democratic Party to put a special prosecutor on the Choi Soon-sil case following a general meeting of its lawmakers on Wednesday afternoon. The ruling party itself is also demanding that all officials related to the case at the cabinet and presidential office be held responsible and be, quote, reshuffled. Floor leader Chung Jin-seok demanded that the presidential office find Choi Soon-sil and her daughter and bring them back to Korea for questioning.
We will have Choi Soon-sil brought back to Korea and will make her stand in the photo line at the prosecutor's office. We urge the presidential office to immediately order the repatriation of Choi and her family.
The main opposition Democratic Party welcomed the ruling party's acceptance of the special prosecutor, saying that while it comes late, the Saenuri Party has finally humbled itself before the public. The Liberal Party vowed to dig into the case, adding that no one is exempt from investigation. The party also said if the allegations are true, it would be shocking for the top office to have been under such strong influence from someone with so close to the president.
What is really serious is that the president didn't just take Choi's advice in private, but a group of people around Choi interfered in state issues, acting like an advisory panel, and the president actually accepted the advice. If it's true, it's like Choi ran her own presidential office above the real one. It's total nonsense.
However, the minor opposition People's Party expressed concern about the appointment of a special prosecutor, saying they won't bring out the truth because, according to the Constitution, the president herself cannot be investigated over the matter. The party's interim leader Park Ji-won said the ruling party only accepted the special prosecutor to protect the president, demanding that the president herself come forward to the public on the matter.
Choi reportedly received all the details of the president's schedule and state affairs, and even made decisions on personnel appointments. It's just confusing who the real president is.
And the Assembly's House Steering Committee has decided to ask prosecutors to charge senior presidential secretary Woo Byung-woo with violating a parliamentary law requiring him to appear at last week's audit. Park Ji-won, Arirang News.
President Park Geun-hye reportedly said she is aware of the severity of the situation and is giving serious thought to her party's request for a cabinet reshuffle. During a phone conversation with the ruling Saenuri Party leader Lee Geunhye, the response comes just a day after she made a public apology to the Korean people, acknowledging she sought advice and feedback from her longtime aide, Choi Soon-sil. And it's been 3 weeks since state prosecutors launched an investigation into the corruption scandal surrounding Choi Soon-sil. They've raided offices of cultural foundations linked to Choi, as well as her home and office. Kwon Jang-ho has more.
Seoul prosecutors raided 9 locations related to the Choi Soon-sil scandal on Wednesday. The list of locales includes both the K-Sports and Mir Foundation offices, as well as the home of Choi herself. Choi is under investigation for her role in establishing the 2 organizations. She's suspected of having used her ties to President Park Geun-hye to gain sponsorships from conglomerates worth some $70 million, as well as being given preferential treatment to win contracts for government-sponsored events. The prosecutor's probe has also expanded after President Park on Tuesday acknowledged seeking advice on her speeches from Choi, who holds no official government position. The search now includes evidence of any classified documents that might have been leaked from the presidential office. But one of the biggest question marks in the case is where the subject of the investigation, Choi, currently is. Records show she left Korea in September for Germany, where she's believed to be staying with her daughter. Choi is known to have previously set up 2 further companies in Germany, VDEC and the Blue K, which were found to have links to the foundations in Korea. A local media outlet has reported that German prosecutors are also investigating Choi after residents in the town of Arnoldschein reportedly expressed concerns about a hotel that opened under the name VDEC Tanus Hotel in June, but closed soon after. Choi is said to have been spotted in the town with her daughter in the past, but they have not been seen in recent days. Kwon Jang-ho, Arirang News.
The vice foreign ministers of South Korea, the United States, and Japan are set to meet in Tokyo on this Thursday for talks on North Korea's nuclear and missile threats. Seoul's foreign ministry says the meeting will be attended by South Korean Vice Foreign Minister Im Sung-nam and his U.S. and Japanese counterparts Tony Blinken and Shinsuke Sugiyama. The talks are the 5th of their kind since the first gathering held in Washington in April 2015. On Wednesday, Im and Blinken agreed to work together to strengthen punitive measures on North Korea. They said Pyongyang's provocations threaten both countries. The diplomats also agreed to push for the faithful implementation of UN Security Council Resolution 2270. North Korea and China have wrapped up their 3rd meeting on joint border management. According to China's state-run Xinhua news agency, the meetings attended by Beijing's Vice Foreign Minister Lee Chun-min covered various issues related to bilateral relations, but it's unclear whether the North's nuclear issue was on the table. Xinhua reported that opinions on border control and infrastructure were exchanged, and the 2 sides promised further collaboration to secure peace and stability in border regions. North Korea reportedly expressed gratitude to China for assistance in relief efforts and post-disaster reconstruction after the Tumen River flooded. Samsung Electronics will hold its shareholder meeting in the coming hours and vote on whether to nominate the vice chairman Lee Jae-yong as executive director. If he is approved, he will take the reins of Korea's largest corporation, and considering recent events, he'll have a lot on his plate. Kim Min-ji reports.
Shareholders of Samsung Electronics will vote Thursday on the nomination of heir apparent Lee Jae-yong to the company's board of directors. Lee, currently a Samsung Electronics vice chairman, was nominated to join the board last month. He will not attend the meeting, as it's long been customary for the person in question to not be present for a nomination vote. If shareholders approve the nomination, it will be the first time he takes formal responsibility for Samsung's business decisions, and marks the first time in almost a decade that a founding family member will be held liable for criminal and civil suits against the company. Lee's first task will be to steer the company through the Galaxy Note 7 debacle and repair Samsung's brand image with consumers. Much focus is also on whether he will work to shift the group's governance structure. On top of those challenges, activist U.S. hedge fund Elliott Management has been calling on Samsung Electronics to split into two publicly listed firms, a holding company and an operating company, as well as pay a special dividend to remedy the company's inefficient capital structure.
While Samsung may eventually move towards shareholder-friendly policies, the first task is rehabilitating consumer sentiment. The Galaxy S8 will determine this. The company is under pressure to come up with an innovative product while also upgrading its safety. It's important for the heir apparent to show he can take responsibility for this.
Experts add there is need for Samsung Electronics to streamline its business and reduce its dependence on its business arms, or it will lose out in the race for innovation. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News.
And some major Korean companies posted better than expected numbers in the third quarter. Steelmaker POSCO recorded its biggest profits in 4 years, and GS Engineering and Construction did well. The nation's largest automaker, Hyundai Motor, also stood out, but for a different reason. Breaking down the digits for us is Devin Whiting.
Operating profit at POSCO, Korea's largest steelmaker, has surpassed the 1 trillion won mark for the first time in 4 years, thanks in part to a recovery in steel prices in China. Korea's neighbors seen steel prices surge 50% this year. POSCO announced on Wednesday that third-quarter profits came to 1.03 trillion won in the third quarter, or about $908 million, far exceeding market expectations of 790 million. Despite the surge in profit, revenue was down 9% from a year ago. Meanwhile, the world's largest shipbuilder, Hyundai Heavy Industries, reported profits for a third quarter in a row attributed to cost-cutting. Hyundai Heavy said it made 321 billion won, or about $283 million in the third quarter, compared to a loss of nearly double that amount a year ago. GS Engineering and Construction also saw profits surge from last year. Operating profit for the July to September period came to 37 billion won, or $33.5 million, a rise of 245% from the third quarter of 2015. The third quarter was not as kind to the nation's biggest automaker, Hyundai Motor. Profits plunged 30% year-on-year, largely due to a stagnant global economy and an ongoing strike by its labor union. The automaker said third-quarter profits stood at 1.06 trillion won, or $934 billion, the lowest level since 2010. Devin Whiting, Arirang News.
If you're looking to make the most out of the beautiful weather and picturesque surroundings in Korea, be sure to take advantage of the Autumn Travel Week. Lee Min-young shows us why this is the best season to travel here in the nation.
The crisp air and bright colors inspire travelers to embrace the outdoors, and the autumn colors peak in late October and into early November, which means it's the perfect time for a seasonal travel promotion. The Ministry of Culture, Sports and Tourism kicked off this year's Autumn Travel Week on Monday, and it will run through the 6th of November under the theme Unveiling the Hidden Korea. Hongcheon Ginkgo Forest in Gangwon-do Province is one of those places, and it's known here in Korea as one of the best spots to see the falling golden leaves. Beautiful cosmos were in full bloom last week to greet visitors at the forest entrance.
Autumn is in the air here at the Hongcheon Ginkgo Forest, where leaves are all starting to change. The forest only opens once a year, so now is the perfect time for you to go and experience the beautiful fall scenery.
The forest is paved with a gold carpet of ginkgo leaves and offers an inviting backdrop for visitors who are busy taking pictures with their loved ones.
It's great to be here with my boyfriend. The forest, covered with golden ginkgo leaves, looks like a scene from a fairy tale.
Since opening this season, the forest has attracted a steady stream of visitors. But it's not just the stunning scenery that makes this place special. There's a heartwarming love story behind the seasonal splendor.
This forest is dedicated to the owner's wife, who had become ill and bedridden 30 years back. The man planted thousands of ginkgo trees on his land as a wish for her recovery, and it has since become one of the most popular autumn attractions in Korea.
Over the years, both the man's wife and the trees grew stronger, and the forest has become a symbol of everlasting love.
His devotion to his wife is very touching. Even though she was ill, I'm sure she was the happiest woman on earth.
The Autumn Travel Week event offers visitors an abundance of other cultural attractions as well, so this would be an ideal time to get out there and enjoy the fall color. Lee Min-young, Arirang News, Hongcheon.
And that wraps it up for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Hwang Ji-hye, and I'll be back in less than 2 hours for more news updates. So do stay tuned for that, and goodbye for now.